What's up, guys? Well, the time has come to pick our third Iowa town. We've got our map laid out. Do you want to throw the pointer? No. No? Okay. Here we go. Where is it going to land? And we get Newton, Iowa.
Newton, Iowa.
We are going to Newton. We're coming for you, Newton. We are here in the city of Newton doing some exploring. So yeah, we're just gonna get this thing going, start checking off some cool places to visit here in Newton, Iowa. You'll be hearing the name Maytag a lot here in Newton, and if you're wondering if it's that same Maytag, it is. This is the town that Fred Maytag in 1893 started Maytag Washers, and it just grew from there. It became the washing machine capital of the world. And then Maytag went on to be quite successful, making everything from all sorts of stuff after that. Dryers, refrigerators, stoves, things like that. It all started here in Newton. Out here, the name of the dog is Newton. How about that? You like the dog? You gonna pet it? If you're wondering what all that noise was in the background, there's a water park over there, and I didn't want to film that way. I didn't want somebody to think I was filming their kid or something like that. So that's what all that noise is back there. Looks like a cool one too. And here in this beautiful park, we've got the Fred Maytag Bowl. And down here, Newton puts on free weekly concerts at the Maytag Bowl throughout the summer, and an event called Concerts at the Bowl. This event features local bands of all genres. The Newton County Band, a full concert band composed of Newton citizens, also performs at this event. This is so cool. Let's check this out. Now it says to stay off the stage, but at least I'll be able to get up here and film a little bit of something.
I found the water.
You found water?
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh yeah. What a cool spot. We need to come check out one of those concerts, don't we?
I'm coming.
Okay. Kind of cool, the backside of it. This is the little downtown area in Newton. This town was hit particularly hard 2003 to finally in 2007 when Maytag shut its doors. 2003 they started rolling it back pretty hard, and then 2007 Maytag finally shut its doors and sent manufacturing elsewhere, leaving the town. I mean, that put out, it was one of the biggest major employers of this town. I believe it was the biggest employer in the town. So that caused a lot of issues, sadly, for Newton, but they definitely bounced back. They ended up putting a NASCAR track in right around that time. Xfinity series runs here. IndyCar series and all that runs here. And TPI came, where they manufacture those big windmills, generators. And along with that, a few more little companies came and stuff, and Newton really just bounced right back from what was a pretty bad situation. They got the road closed off here for what looks to be maybe a farmer's market, some kind of event going on a Tuesday evening, afternoon in Newton, Iowa. Might have to check that out. Newton also has the Val Drive-In movie theater, open 7 days a week. It's a working drive-in movie theater, still going strong. Pardon the interruption here, but I wanted to clear up. I did find out from people in town later that it is pronounced Valley, not Val. I thought the E was silent. So anyways, wanted to pop in and correct that. Here are the radios that you just hang in your car. And there's the screen. I guess I shouldn't call these radios or speaker that pumps the audio into your car. Additionally, you can tune into a radio station and listen to the speakers inside your car while watching the movie. Rolling hills there, and then just right here, I guess These people in this house over here, I wonder how long the radio signal works. Because they could just watch some movies. We got the concession stand in there. It's pretty cool. Definitely a throwback. Now, I've yet to come out here to watch a movie, but I need to soon too. There is the radio station, 88.7 FM, and there's the prices. $8 for 12 and over, 5 through 11, $5, 4 and under free. You get in free. There's no reason not to come check out a movie here. This massive building that just goes on forever. Don't know if you can see how far it is, but in here they make the blades for the big windmills you see all over the place. That's where they're made, here in Newton. And here is the location, the original location of the Maytag headquarters here. Founded 1893. Newton entered the national stage in 1938 when martial law was declared during a strike at the Maytag washing machine company. The Iowa governor ordered the Iowa National Guard to protect the company with tanks, machine guns, ready against the workers. With the backing of 4 troop companies of the 113th Cavalry Regiment, Maytag Company beat the strike and forced workers to return with a 10% pay cut. That's a little harsh. That all happened here. Tanks and machine guns.
Fred Maytag. This was the hotel he built.
Oh,
and
okay.
so it was the first hotel on this side of the Mississippi that had air conditioning. It was built in 1926, completed in August of 2019 a $16 million renovation. So this was originally all hotel, with him having the 5th floor penthouse, and now this is 45 apartments. And these are some of the original, I mean, this is pretty much true original design. The only thing, this used to have a big Maytag sign that hung out the side.
Oh, okay.
And like, if you look down there by where the red light is, you
Right.
can kind of see that utility box that's on that corner.
Yeah.
It actually has a picture of this corner that shows the old.
Oh, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool spot. Used wine bar. They opened this a little over a year ago. This was called the Cameo Room, the Wedgwood Room. It was for a while Fred Maytag's private lounge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so, you know, this is true
Yeah.
to the building.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
so cool. This was the 1938.
Wow. Oh, look at that guy. He's
And here
probably the ladies' man.
Well, it lists on here kind of who they were and what their job titles was. But this would have been kind of the lounge area, and this was where you would have went into the coffee shop, which is now Midtown Cafe.
Oh, okay.
And it's been a cafe, it's always been something. I mean, we've tried, when we did the renovation to it, we tried to keep it so true to what the building was. Before this was some office spaces in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, like the mill room, this has always been the mill room
Oh,
over
wow.
here.
That's really cool.
So this building has stayed pretty true to what its originality was.
Right.
But then we went through the facade change, and then you had the siding, and then I call it the shake roof look.
Yeah. That's
So Fred
amazing.
Maytag would host the big Maytag events up in here. When we redid this, we moved this door over here, but it used to be right there because we wanted the air conditioning units.
Oh, right.
Um,
And what year you said this was built? 1926.
1926.
Wow.
I have to look at my book.
There's a lot of history right here.
Yeah, at one point they had like 400 people packed in here.
Isn't this cool, Lennon?
Do you like traveling with Dad all the time? So this would have been his private lounge.
Oh, really?
And so then these are those.
Oh,
So
yeah.
these are all original to the room.
Wow.
So when we did the renovation.
So this was like his private bar and lounge.
And then we opened it up. And so then we go, we have a resident that lives up here on the second floor. He got married again in his
Really?
late 50s or late 60s. So now we live here.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so now we have a wine bar. It's New Year's Eve.
I I've never been to a wine bar before. Now I can say I've been in one. And here's the famous Midtown Cafe I always hear so much about.
This is what the theater looked like. And then they came in and did, this was in the 30s. Then they came in and built a wall and did 2 theaters. And it's had about 3 renovations. But here's...
Oh wow, look at all the cars.
Mm-hmm. So you can look this up on their website, on the First Newton National, but it talks about the history. There was a bank robber coming across the Midwest or Iowa, I don't remember which, and the bank robber got word that they had found out that he was coming to hit here. So the people already left, but then they left in like a bazooka gun, and it's actually in there. So you can look it up, and there's more information. I don't know the whole skivvies on it, but that's, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes, and it's in the bank, so that's where they're original.
I love that it's still in there.
Yeah.
Well, that lady was amazing and a wealth of knowledge. I don't want to share her name just because I forgot to ask her if she'd be okay with me sharing her name. But man, she had so much great info and got us into the old hotel there, which was amazing. I found that just fascinating. It's really cool who you bump into when you're walking around downtown with a camera pointing towards you and getting to know some of the local people. And she just happened to be there and was willing to give us a look around. So big thanks to her. Very much appreciate her time. People of Newton are very nice. This is some of the info that was passed on to me just in that short exchange. You can really tell that Newton and the Newton area is really dedicated to its history and preserving its history and telling its story, and cool stuff within Newton that's going on, and the cool things to do here in Newton, Iowa.
Where's your tower? That's the Newton Water Tower?
That's the Newton Water Tower. Here is the Iowa Speedway. That's the track there. You can see turn 1 and turn 2 right there. This is a really great place to see a race. I've watched the Xfinity Series race here, the Camping World Truck Series race here, IndyCar, as well as the sprint, the wingless sprint cars out here. That was a blast to watch. But yeah, very reasonably priced to watch a race here, and a nice clean track. It's pretty new too. I believe it opened 2007, 6, 7, somewhere in there. Funny story, I was actually here at the groundbreaking when Rusty Wallace broke ground for the building of this track, and I can't seem to remember what year that was. I'll have to look it up. There we go. Broke ground on June 21st, 2005. Opened September 15th, 2006. Almost forgot I actually watched Dale Jr. and Jeff Gordon both. Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, and Jimmy Johnson. All 3 of them run a tire test here a long time ago when they were all 3 still running for Hendrick. Which was really cool to be able to see those 3 run on a track in person. Here's a very important piece of Newton history is Rocky Marciano. No, he's not from here. He's from Brockton, Massachusetts, but on Sunday, August 31st, 1969, Rocky Marciano lost his life in a plane crash about 4 miles southeast of this location. The accident occurred at 8:05 p.m. when the plane ran into foul weather and the pilot tried to land at the Newton airport. The small plane, a Cessna 172, struck a tree, and Rocky and a friend, Frankie Farrell of Des Moines, and pilot Glenn Bells were all killed on impact. They were on their way from Chicago to Des Moines for a private party where Rocky was to be the special guest. The tragic incident was headline news all over the world. It occurred one day before Rocky's 46th birthday. Rocky Marciano is considered one of the greatest sports figures in American history. He's a member of numerous Hall of Fame. His story has been told in books, magazines, newspaper, television, and film. According to some historians, he was a good representative of the 1950s decade. You can read the rest of that if you like, but yeah, just off in that direction is where it all happened, and we will go visit that spot. And here we are in the area where the plane went down. Can't get to the exact spot because it's on private property, but it's back in a grove of trees where Rocky's plane sadly went down. Right in this area. Looking through the fence here, this is the airport, or the runway they were actually trying to land on, and the plane went down just over there. Only about 2 miles. They're about 2 miles short. There's still talk that it sounded like the engine was sputtering and dying, like maybe it ran out of fuel, but it's hard to tell. But that's the runway. Reading online, there's some debate whether it was the bad weather that was in the area, which there was. There was a storm that was approaching. They were originally headed for Des Moines, but the approaching storm, or possibly low fuel, is what caused the major issues with Rocky's plane. Also, I read that the pilot wasn't really trained for night flying or flying with instruments. There's some debate on what it actually was that took the plane down. Alright guys, that's going to do it from beautiful Newton, Iowa. A little hot out today, as you can probably tell, but that's alright. Really had a great time. Amazed by the people of Newton, the people that we met. The nice lady that let us check out the Maytag Hotel. Really learned a lot on this one. Had a blast. Did you have fun? Newton, Iowa is definitely worth a visit, guys. That's going to do it for this one. Really appreciate it. If you like the video, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you want to see more towns, or if you live in Iowa and want to see if we're coming to your town, just subscribe and hit that bell. I'll let you know every time we visit a new town. Sorry to go through that whole spiel, but this is a brand new channel, and all that thumbs upping and commenting and subscribing thing really helps get it off the ground. So I definitely appreciate that. Guys, that's going to do it for this one, and we'll see you in the next town. All right? There's a really informative video that the city of Newton put out. I'll link that below. Check it out if you like. It's got a lot of really cool historical facts in it. It's like a half-hour long. That's really good. Check it out. I'll put the link below.